Hello, everyone, and welcome to 14 Rings, an NFC East Podcast. I am your host for today. Since my team won the Super Bowl, I am Maurice. I am here with co-hosts Lucas, Mal, and Earl. And this is a wonderful occasion because my team, the Philadelphia Eagles, has won the freaking Super Bowl.
Thank you for not cussing.
I
I'm
have
happy
never
for you.
seen Maurice smile so much, and let me just tell you guys, my heart is so warm and happy.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
By the way, you two doubted him. I voted for him.
That's my job. That is my
Lucas,
job.
I also told you the reason why you rooted for him, didn't I?
I don't remember. What, because they beat us? No, I
Put a
rooted.
50 burger on you. If you can't beat them, join them.
Join
I
them.
am joining them. I can acknowledge when a team is elite.
No, you acknowledge your butt whooping and handled it like a little brother.
Hey. We scored more points than the Chiefs
I'm
did. So
dead.
so let's go.
Lucas
Oh my
can take
God.
some solace
Wait,
into that.
Wait.
Lucas,
That energy is giving Mets fans when they were like, "Oh, we beat the Dodgers by one more." Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Cut that out.
Okay.
Lucas could take some solace in the fact that the Commanders gave the Eagles more competition than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Thank you.
The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59, 40-22.
It wasn't even that close.
It wasn't even close until the end, and then they
Nah,
got
it
some
wasn't.
cheap touchdowns. It wasn't even close. Listen, I'm a man. Going into this game, I was nervous. Going up against the two-time Super Bowl champions. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback of this era. Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach in football history. Now, listen, guys. It only takes the Philadelphia Eagles to beat the two greatest quarterbacks of this era, of this generation, of the last 20 years. The Eagles have beaten Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. What can you say?
To be fair, they also lost to both of them once in the Super Bowl as well.
Hey,
Okay,
one for two.
You're not
One
so
for-
special.
Actually, 2 for 2. 2 out of 2. I mean, 2-2. Yeah, that.
Yes.
My
Anyway.
quarterback, who beat the greatest quarterback of the generation, didn't get into the Hall of Fame. So
Well,
Just
we're
saying.
getting to that. We will get to that. Let's let Maurice have his
I
moment.
know. Okay, go ahead, Maurice. Go ahead.
We will get into that. Now, listen, guys. This is an amazing feeling. I just came from outside. I was on Broad Street. I had to come back in here to record this. I'm going to stay out there long. I went outside with my Eric Allen throwback jersey on. We'll talk about that later. I forgot to put a coat on. I was freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees outside. I had to come back in here to record this. All the Philadelphia Eagles fans are down in Center City partying right now. We're going to have a parade later this week. Up in the air if I'll be there or not. I don't know yet. To be determined on that.
You
should
should
go.
take
go.
pictures. Take pictures,
To
send
be
videos,
determined.
post.
That's a employer thing, but
Fair
we'll leave that alone.
That is a fact.
Call it
But-
sick. What? Who
It's
said
giving.
that?
I got the flu. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
wait,
don't
allegedly.
think you would be the only person doing that either. So,
wait.
Putting some
wink,
cup.
wink. Mhm.
Yeah. This was, first of all, it was an entertaining game, at least from my perspective anyway. It was an entertaining game. Shout out Fox. Shout out Tom Brady. Shout out everybody. The halftime show was great. But let's get into this game real quick. Shout out Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
They not like us, really. They not like us.
yeah.
A minor.
Mm.
See, I'm not a big into rap music, so it was whatever for me. But okay.
Anyway, listen, I'm going to start with my MVP. The Super Bowl MVP. And if you hear honking, that means I'm near a street where they're blowing the horns and shooting on fireworks.
Look, we got noise cancellation on, but if it happens, it happens. The fans know what's going on here.
Please don't
It's all
tear
in
up
the
the streets.
ambiance. All in ambiance. The poles are greased. Hopefully nobody hurts themselves. Yeah.
The city greased the poles? Really?
Yes, they do.
Oh, it was the worst when they went in the first one, man.
Oh, I remember the first time around, but I guess they learned from their mistakes.
Listen, Super Bowl
And hide the horses,
MVP.
too.
There's some players I gotta highlight. There's a lot of people I gotta highlight. But I'm gonna start with the MVP of the game, Jalen Hurts, number one in your hearts. Before I even get into the stats.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We know. Don't worry about it. We know.
Before I even get in,
if you can't hear because of the noise cancellation, there's whistle blowing, alarms going off everywhere outside at Maurice's end. We ain't worried about that. You guys know what's going on. We know what's going on.
Before I even get into the stats, to all the naysayers, the haters, all the people who doubted Jalen Hurts, he's a Super Bowl champion and an MVP. You can't say that he was carried because Saquon really didn't have a great game. Did what he had to do, but he didn't have a great game. This game was on Jalen Hurts' arm, offensively anyway. I'll get into the defense. Offensively, the Eagles scored 40 points, mainly because of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts beat Patrick Mahomes tonight. He beat Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago, but they lost the game. This time, it was not a competition. It wasn't even close. Jalen Hurts will always be a winner, and now he's a champion. You can't take that away from the man.
Absolutely
unless your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, your quarterback is not as good as Jalen Hurts.
Ooh, so you're making the proclamation that Jalen Hurts is the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Top five.
Top five.
Top five.
Here we go
Top
again.
five.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to hear nothing from Joe Burrow, Bengals fans. I don't want to hear nothing from Josh Allen. I don't care if you won that MVP. Everybody says Lamar Jackson should have won MVP anyway. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want to hear nothing from Cowboys fans, not named Earl, who says Dak Prescott is still better than Jalen Hurts.
Okay,
I'm going through the list. I'm going through the list.
Yo, and I want everyone to know that I will not be on the list because I do not have a quarterback. Thank you very much.
All right, fair enough.
Jameson Winston might be that quarterback.
No. As of right now, no quarterback. I am free.
Fair enough. Lamar Jackson can have 3, 4, 5, 6. How many Super Bowl MVP? I don't care what it is. He hasn't won a Super Bowl and he hasn't even gotten there yet. So, unless your name is Patrick Mahomes, or you're a fan of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't want to hear nothing anymore. Jalen Hurts has done what everybody doubted and said he couldn't do. Anybody got anything to say?
I mean, look.
Wait, okay.
I will maintain this. I think there's a solid 1 through 4 hierarchy. I don't think Jalen Hurts has busted that yet. But what I will say is that he's tied for 5th. He's tied for 5th with Jaden Daniels.
Who are the 4 quarterbacks? Really quick, Lucas. I don't want to stay on this, but who's the 4 quarterbacks?
Well, Pat Mahomes is 1.
Okay.
Number 2, I'll give it to Lamar. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Joe Burrow. And number 5, tied, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels.
All right. We'll discuss this on the offseason.
Yeah, this is an offseason conversation.
All right. Let's keep it to Super Bowl, man.
But Earl's back because Earl had to leave for a second. He's getting Dak. Maurice. Okay. I don't think we're done yet.
Okay. Wait, can I go before they get into this generational back and forth because it's going to be one for the books? Mm-hmm. So, okay, I totally hear you, Maurice. I totally hear you. But take it from someone whose quarterback was essentially mid for years, still was disrespected for their entire career after beating the GOAT twice, a 2-time Super Bowl MVP, and was not put in the same conversation as the top quarterbacks of the time. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, those top quarterbacks do a lot with very little, and it's just facts. Mm-hmm. It's a team sport. Wins are not a quarterback stat. They can't be. It's just not how it can be. Yes, Jalen had a fantastic game, and I am giving him his flowers. I am totally giving them to him.
Sure.
But to put him above other quarterbacks who will eventually get there. They will. I know they will. I think that I think Josh Allen will definitely get there. I definitely think Lamar will one day get there. And I definitely think maybe even if Joe gets a better supporting cast, he needs a defense, we'll get there. Mm-hmm. But I am with you, and you're going to be arguing until your voice is gone, because I've been doing it for Eli for years and he's still getting the disrespect. So that's just coming from someone who's going through it right now and has been for years. So that's my piece. You and Earl can get into it over Dak and Jalen.
Earl, what you got to say?
Well, what I was originally going to say is, hats off to Jalen Hurts on achieving the championship. It's a team sport. Only thing that I'm saying is, with what he's capable of doing, he has more around him.
Yeah, he has the most around him than anybody.
The situation is, he has a running back. He has a line that weighs in as the heaviest in the league, over 338 pounds. Then on top of that, you have a front four on defense that can apply pressure with no blitzing. That is incredible, especially when you allow the coaches to coach. Shoot, of course he's going to be what he is. He's always been a winner. He's always had a team around him. The difference between him and Dak is Dak really doesn't have all the pieces together like a Jalen Hurts.
And you guys have better ownership. Also, you guys have 2 number 1 receivers. That too.
Oh, and another thing, you pay your players at the right time. But I'll get into that when you're finished, Maurice.
Look.
So,
and
what you're saying is, let me just say this. Mm-hmm. So, you're highlighting the organization as a whole, correct?
Yeah.
That's to win Super Bowls, correct?
Yeah.
You won a Super Bowl. You just won another Super Bowl, a second Super Bowl in 8 years. Now, listen, when it comes to Jalen Hurts has always come up in the big moments. That is something Dak Prescott has never done. Now, we could talk about statistics, and I'm going to bring up statistics. But when the games matter the most, Jalen Hurts gets the job done. Been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 seasons. Those other quarterbacks we named in that top 5, they haven't done it.
To be fair to those other ones.
Can I ask a question, though?
Sure.
After Eli Manning won the first Super Bowl against the undefeated Patriots, did you rank him top 5?
After the first or second one?
After the first one.
Top 5 in the league? He was close to it, yeah. Of that era, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady, Eli. And
but Phillip Rivers never did anything, so
that's true.
You see what I mean?
That's true. That's a good point. But he was still top 5 of that era. Listen, that was the era of Tom Brady.
And hence why we're with the era of Patrick Mahomes, and we also have quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. So, yes, Jalen Hurts is close to it, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's in it.
Yeah.
It's the same situation.
Now, at the end of the day, we're talking about Eli Manning, who I believe should have been in the Hall of Fame. We'll talk about that later.
But I was just asking in terms of how I felt all those years, how you would feel if I asked you the same question.
Now, listen, Jalen Hurts has still a long way to go. We're not really talking about Hall of Fame here, but Jalen Hurts has a long way to go to put his name in that echelon. Maybe another Super Bowl or 2. But I'm talking about right now, currently, those other guys, they can't get over the hump. They can't win in the big games in the playoffs, and
because they have to go through Patrick Mahomes.
They
have to go through Patrick Mahomes.
That's all it takes. Beat them. Josh Allen came close. Lamar Jackson came close, but they didn't do it.
I mean, Joe Burrow actually did beat him.
Oh, yes, he did. Technically, he did, but he didn't win a Super Bowl. All right. That was
No, look, and I would probably have Jalen, like I said, tied for 5th. I think Jaden Daniels is more skilled because he can do more with less. So I'm going to have him above him. I think 6 or 7 is a fair spot for Jalen Hurts. I think it's fair.
Lucas. Lucas is on Homer take right now.
Yeah. We will have the off season to talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
We'll be ranking this.
Let's get back into this game.
Get back to the game.
What I said. I'm standing on my Jalen Hurts business right now.
Take it away.
Jalen Hurts went 17 for 22 for 221 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. That 1 interception did sting, but luckily they didn't score off of that. Now, listen, Saquon Barkley only had 57 yards today. He had 25 carries for 57 yards. The Chiefs' defense did what they had to do to stop Saquon. And it was on Jalen. It was on Jalen and his arm and his legs to win this football game. The Chiefs' defense is no slouch. They're a really good defense. And Jalen Hurts put up 40 points. Nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Devontae Smith, and he's from New Orleans. He had a touchdown, 69 yards. A.J. Brown had a touchdown.
Dotson nearly had a touchdown.
Nearly had one. Yeah, shout out Dotson.
Yeah, that was a good trade for you guys. I mean, I'll you guys can have him. I'll take the pick.
Yeah, this offensively, this was a beatdown. This was a slugging. This was a BTA situation offensively for the Eagles. They had their way with their defense. Look, listen, Spags focused on Saquon. I mean, that was the right decision. It was the right decision to focus on Saquon. And you let Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm. The same philosophy the Commanders had. Joe Witt had 2 weeks ago. Let Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm. And he did. I have nothing, there's nothing bad I will say about Jalen Hurts going forward in this offseason. He had a tremendous game. He proved the doubters wrong. Now, let me get into this defense. Because this was a generational game for the defense of Vic Fangio. Victor Fangio. He might get a statue somewhere. I don't know. But this defense shut out the Chiefs offense, and boy, it was one-sided. I don't think the Chiefs got into the Eagles' offensive. I don't think the Chiefs got on the Eagles' offensive side of the ball on the offensive side of the field until the second half. Am I right, Earl? Was it third or fourth quarter?
I would say late in third, maybe fourth, at the beginning of the fourth.
They couldn't cross
they didn't cross the 50 in the first half.
Yeah, this was an amazing effort by this defense. That front four got pressure without no blitz. I didn't think the Chiefs' offensive line was that bad. But they wreaked havoc on that offensive line. Josh Sweat made himself a lot of money tonight. Kudos to him.
How do you feel about Jaylus Hunt?
I remember a long time ago, this Eagles fan on this podcast said Jaylus Hunt was going to be a project player this season.
I remember. I was going to bring that up if you didn't. I was going to bring that up. I was like, you were hating on this man when you guys drafted him.
He was a project player for sure. Two things happened. Injuries, and Bryce Huff was a complete bust of a free agent pickup. That was the reason why Jaylus Hunt got the opportunities he did. Shout out BG Brandon Graham for coming back for the Super Bowl, and he's going out with a championship. If this is his last game, salute to him. There's no better way to retire as a Philadelphia Eagle than with your second Super Bowl.
Is Brandon Graham with winning 2 Super Bowls? Would you put him as one of the best, if not the best, defender in Eagles history?
Well, still Reggie White. I mean, still Reggie White.
But championships matter. That's what you said about Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, but Reggie White is like one of the greatest of all time. Brandon Graham was not one. Yeah, Brandon Graham might be the winningest Eagle ever. I'll give him that. Simply because he's not many guys from the other Super Bowl except for Lane, Jake Elliott, and that's it. Fletcher Cox and Kelsey's gone. Oh, so he's up there. He's an Eagle legend for life. Eagle legend. Yeah, he's good. He's good. But anyway, this defense has 6 sacks. 6 sacks on Patrick Mahomes, who was a slippery quarterback to get down.
I'll say this. Before halftime, I had Cooper DeJean as your MVP.
On his birthday. 22nd birthday, Cooper DeJean with a pick six.
The first player in NFL history to get a INT on their birthday in the Super Bowl. Only one other player has done it in a championship game, and that was back in 1947.
Steve Van Buren.
I wonder if he's related to the president. I wonder if he was related to the president, Martin Van Buren. But anyway.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And Zach Bond, who was our defensive MVP this season, also had an interception as well. This defense was all over the place. They were swarming Pat Mahomes all night. I never thought I don't think anybody could have predicted our defense shutting them out like that. I didn't foresee it. I did not foresee this coming. This defense is, first of all, they were the number one defense in the NFL this season. So it shouldn't be shocking, but it was. It was shocking. Yeah, the Birds had a beatdown. This was a beatdown all around. And listen, I said it earlier. The NFC Championship game could have been a Super Bowl. That's how more competitive that was compared to this Super Bowl.
Well, technically, your most competitive game was against the Rams, but I'm going to chalk that up to snow.
I believe this is not me giving any Commanders praise, but if the Commanders were in the Super Bowl, they would have beat the Chiefs tonight. I truly believe that.
I think so too.
Of course you do. But then, yeah, but
hey, I'm allowed to believe in my team.
That's how bad the Chiefs played tonight. And it has to do with the offense. Shout out Kellen Moore, who's probably going to be the Saints coordinator tomorrow.
He ain't going to be your coach tomorrow.
The Saints coach. Yeah, the Saints coach tomorrow.
Yeah, he ain't going to be your coach tomorrow.
Unless Howie throws a couple $1 million at him and make him change his mind.
I don't think that's going to work, man.
He's going to be the Saints. He can stay right there in New Orleans. Be the Saints coach. But shout out to Kellen Moore. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Offensively, this was an amazing game. Shout out Vic Fangio. Shout out Cooper DeJean, Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat. Shout out the entire defense, because this was a generational shout out by the defense until the end where they got some easy points.
Look, at that point, you guys had already won.
The game was over. Jake Elliott. I want to shout out Jake Elliott.
He looked like he did last year, not this year.
I was concerned with Jake coming into this game, but no, he was not rattled. He kicked his extra points. He kicked his field goals. He was not a problem. So overall, wow, what a game. Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
Is Nick Sirianni the best coach in Eagles history now?
Wow, what a question.
I know, that's why I asked. You got to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Nick Sirianni went from maybe being on the hot seat if they didn't go far in the playoffs to now getting he will probably get an extension.
You got a Gatorade bath.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah,
he did,
and he's up there with Doug Peterson now. Two coaches who've won the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles.
The difference is he's already been to two in his first 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah, 5 seasons. So
I think
his seat will be safe for a long time to come.
It better be.
Yeah, his seat is safe now. I got to give a shout out to Howie Roseman.
Mm-hmm.
He put this team together. He had an amazing draft. Amazing free agency. Outside of Huff, which was Huff wasn't even active for the game.
You essentially traded him for what's the guy?
Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
but he drafted J.L.X. Hunt. Nolan Smith came around to being the edge disruptor that we all wanted him to be. Josh Sweat came along as the season went on, and Brandon Graham had flashes before his injury. Howie Roseman made up for that blunder with drafting 2 corners who are going to be pillars for this defense for the next 10 years. Statistically, analytically, Quinyon Mitchell is a lockdown corner in his rookie season. I didn't foresee that coming. I thought it was going to be good, but he's been, from all the metrics, he's been a shutdown cornerback.
By the way, you're welcome for Cooper DeJean. You don't get him without that trade. Yeah.
Commanders gave us that pick for Cooper DeJean.
Well, I mean, we got some picks too, but not.
Although he didn't have a great game, Saquon Barkley was our MVP throughout the season. Saquon was an amazing. Well, first of all, thank you, Giants. First of all, second of all, I think I've read the stat during the game. Saquon rushed for the most yards, regular season and playoffs included. He's rushed for the most yards in NFL history.
Yeah, I forgot to post about that. Well, everybody knows it by now.
So you could easily say he had the greatest rushing season of all time.
Yeah,
from a yardage situation. Now he didn't break the record, which I mean, looking back at it, he didn't want to play the game.
Don't mean nothing now because he got the ring.
Yes, he sacrificed playing in that last game to break the rushing record from Eric Dickerson to compete for a Super Bowl, and he won the Super Bowl. So a sacrifice well worth it for Saquon. I shouted out Howie real quick. Jeffrey Lurie, one of the greatest owners Philadelphia sports has ever had. You can't ask for more from Jeffrey Lurie. He supports the team. He does what he has to do as an owner. He doesn't meddle. He doesn't get in the way. He's just there when we need him to be there, and he knows how to run a sports franchise. So, Jeffrey Lurie, I salute you. Great owner, the greatest owner in Philadelphia sports history. I'll make that claim right now. The best owner. I'm just happy that the organization. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of a team with a great organization, players. We're not going to talk about next season now, but hey, we're going to go into next season. We're going to try to repeat. I'm saying, I'm going to be a homer tonight. We're going to repeat next season. There you go. But with that said, Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. What do you guys got to say?
Look, your defense won the game. You
still had to score, but yeah.
Yeah, your defense shut down, gave you all the momentum. The pick six was huge. Getting, 3 interceptions on Pat Mahomes? That's unheard of. Your defense is elite. Shout out to them. Also, curious how you guys are going to pay Zach Bond this summer, because he only had a 1-year deal. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yes.
But your defense did good. Your offense did what it needed to. And Jalen Hurts looked good. Shout out to him. He's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Mal, Earl?
I'm going to say one thing. Okay, no, you go ahead, Earl. I'll go. No, you go.
Ladies first.
Yeah, it's real quick because it's not really anything. Yeah, I mean, listen, dominating win, good stuff. But one thing, stop thanking the Giants. We did not trade him to you, okay? I'm getting so over this because if we traded him to you, I get it. We made a decision for our team because he was never going to win a ring here, at least not in his career. And we let him walk, and he chose to sign with whoever he pleased. That's all I'm saying.
Are you a little bit happy for Saquon?
Of course I am. Okay. I'm over the moon for him, and I've told you that over the past few weeks. But I'm getting really tired of every single person in the NFL pushing this narrative, as per usual, because it's the media, because why not make fun of the Giants after we've been eliminated since Thanksgiving? Newsflash, that was 3 months ago, everybody. We've been irrelevant for the whole entire season. We are one of the worst teams in the league, and it's constant. I'm over it. We did not give him to you. He made the decision to go. That is final. That's all I got. Earl, continue.
Do you need a hug, Mal?
No, I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I'm not even mad about Saquon anymore. It doesn't even bother me. It's just so annoying how people look at me and they're like, you're dumb. And it's like, I'm sorry. Do I run anything that goes on with this operation? I am just a fan. That is all I am.
Send your letters to Joe Shane.
God, yeah, like don't come for me. Like so I ain't a part of this.
I wonder how your owner's sleeping. I wonder how John Mayer is sleeping. I hope he's tonight.
not. No, honestly, he probably is sleeping. He probably been sleeping since the third quarter. He had his feet up by his fireplace with his billions. Not gonna do nothing. So you know what? I don't feel bad for none of them. That's my piece. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like a fireplace is like rich people's.
You got it out your system?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, bet. All right. Maurice, kudos to you guys for winning the championship. Hats off to y'all.
Congratulations.
And y'all basically had y'all pretty much ran the organization how you needed to this season. And I'm going to kick it all the way back to the beginning, free agency. Y'all made sure to sign your players when it mattered most so you can get them in OTAs, get them at training camp. Had everything orchestrated on what you needed to do. You signed your coaches. You didn't put anybody's contract to the fire at the last of the deadline. You made sure to get all those taken care of, as well as addressing what you needed to do in free agency. You took care of the draft. You got what you needed got your corners. Then on top of that, you traded and got another one. So you're building a foundation with what you have on the defensive side. As the season goes along, you see what's working. You make the change by the bye week. Address it. And after that, you run with what's working. The Eagles did that all this season. Had the number one ranked defense as a whole. This Super Bowl, I'm going to give my MVP to Vic Fangio. As Maurice say, Victor Fangio. This guy's been doing it for years. He's been in the league for 38 years. And every single time, he's very orchestrative when it comes to the defense. I really like his game plan as a whole, especially as a defensive coach. For me playing defense growing up, I always wanted to try to play my hardest, especially when I see a defense kind of running things the way they need to, especially with a specific coach. So I really liked what y'all did in this game by executing a shell coverage as well as making sure keeping everything in front. You took away the deep ball. Mahomes couldn't do anything. But what I was fascinated by with this game was how y'all generate pressure with only 4. Y'all didn't have any blitzes in this game. All the pressure was generated from the front 4. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and it was between Josh Sweat and then putting Jalix Hunt in there. Y'all plugged and play, and y'all had a feast and just generate pressure from that. When you can do that, your linebackers, all they got to do is do their job. And then the back end do their job. And that's something that really works, and y'all orchestrated that. Y'all pretty much kept Kansas City from going past the 50-yard line in the first half. And that would help y'all offense by just managing. Y'all controlled the TOP as well, time of possession. That was also key. The Chiefs couldn't do anything in this game. But y'all did everything well orchestrated to achieve getting your second ring. So kudos to you guys and respect to y'all. And also want to give a shout out to Jalen Hurts. And I actually had a unique stat for him, and I'll say this quick, and then we can move on to the next thing. But just from the looks of it, from the 2 Super Bowls they were in, he basically played Patrick Mahomes twice in the Super Bowl, outplayed him both times. Let that honestly sink in. As long as you get everything Jalen Hurts needs into that, and you have play as a team, and this is for any team in the league, when you have it well done and orchestrated, sky's the limit with the team. And hats off to what the Eagles did with Hurts, as well as the defense and the team as a whole. And if you're a Chiefs fan, I know that hurts. I digress.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah, shout out to Chiefs. Still a well-run organization. They'll be back. They're still going to be very competitive in AFC. They're not going nowhere. I heard some rumors Travis Kelce might be hanging it up. I'll wait to see on that one. I think he still got a lot of juice left in the tank. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But shout out to Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, they only lost 1 game this year, really. Their other loss came at the end of the season. They were a bunch of guys. They only lost 1 game this season in the regular season, and then they lost to the Eagles tonight. So, great organization. They'll be back.
Oh, Maurice, I had a question, and I could ask this to everybody on the panel. With the Chiefs as a whole, with Andy Reid orchestrating, do you feel like the team as a whole started to change after Bieniemy left?
Well, I think the reason why Bieniemy never really got looks as a head coach is because Andy Reid basically ran that offense. And I know their coach, their offensive coordinator now is Nagy. But Andy Reid has always been the head of that horse, the head of that snake. And people saw that. So I don't think when Bieniemy left, anything really changed when it came to the Chiefs. I just think he was just a cog in that machine. And, that's the reason why Spags is still there, because he knows his role as a defensive coordinator. And it just works. It just works under Andy Reid.
Spags is my GOAT. He won a Super Bowl for us. I can never slander him.
I think what happened to the Chiefs this year is that a couple things. One, they never really blew out a team. They never scored over 30. That matters. Their offense was just good enough to get by. Their offensive line we saw was very flawed. I mean, our offensive line did better against you guys than they did. And on top of that, just their weapons, they're old. DeAndre Hopkins is old. Travis Kelce is old. Yeah, Xavier Worthy is unproven.
It seemed like they had younger receivers like around the time when they won their first championship under Mahomes and Andy Reid. And it was like at that point in time, they would like always come back. But when they came back, it was under a fast-paced like gauntlet because they had the youth, they had the speed. But maybe for the Chiefs as a whole, and I'm just saying this for them real quick, is that maybe y'all need to go back to having more of like speed production. But I'm just thinking it as a whole where Eric Bieniemy, even though he was the coordinator, he kind of tweaked some things to help with Andy Reid. Why they were flying so crazy when they won their first championship and even probably into their second one. It just seemed like the generation of things couldn't do. It was like a chess match between the two with Andy Reid and Fangio won that
one.
Yeah. So anyway, good job overall.
Yeah, so the season is over. I forgot. I just realized that the NFL season is over with. The Philadelphia Eagles are on top. We have single-handedly changed the name of this podcast now to 14 Rings.
You were talking about it since the beginning of the season, man.
I was. I don't know if I could find that clip, but I did say our goal is to change this podcast to 14 Rings. And months later, we did it. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
You should go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
No, real talk. Jalen Hurts will be at Disney World tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's be at the Magic Kingdom tomorrow.
Nice.
Maybe you could take a picture with him and Mickey and Goofy. Oh, gosh.
What in the world?
It's giving I'm an Epcot girly, not a Magic Kingdom girly, so I will not be at the Magic Kingdom tomorrow. But I was supposed to be, but I have to work, so.
Jalen Hurts is going to Disneyland.
I'm going to Disney World.
All right. We can move on now. So, what's the next topic, guys?
We're going to talk about NFL awards. We're going to just breeze through the rest of this, guys. So, I think who's up first? I believe it is
you, Lucas.
Oh, me, perfect. Jaden Daniels got Offensive Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. I think. Did he get another award? I'm not sure. I know that he got Offensive Rookie. Also, he got some love from Snoop Dogg. I can't say what he said, but it was hilarious. Yeah. Look. Yeah.
He had a tremendous season. I've given Jaden Daniels his flowers. For a rookie, he was amazing. You can't really say anything bad about Jaden.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, cool stuff. That's. I mean, yeah, he deserved it. I don't. I never thought it was close. People said Bo Nix was getting there. No.
Yeah.
It was Jaden the whole time.
Yeah, his playoff run cemented it for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, that's about it. So that being said, let's go to the next person, which is Maurice. You got a player who got an award too.
Yeah, Saquon won Offensive Player of the Year.
Good for him.
I don't think there was any doubt about that one.
I wish he would have got an MVP. I think he deserved it more, but okay.
Yeah, it's so hard for running backs to win.
He had over 1,000 yards. I don't know what else they wanted him to do.
If he would have broken the rushing record, I don't think it would have been a doubt he would have won that MVP.
But it's not like he couldn't have. It's just that they chose not to.
Lamar Jackson broke multiple records and didn't even get MVP. So
it's all about narrative, man.
Well, Lamar didn't get it because voter fatigue.
Well, there's that too.
But yeah, but that was voter fatigue because Josh Allen wasn't even the All-Pro quarterback, and he won MVP, and that's rarely ever happens.
Well, when you have people like Acho and Dan Orlovsky voting, of course it's not going to be accurate, but whatever.
Dan is unique. That's all I'm going to say about Dan.
And we know what Dan's known for, right?
Being cheap?
No.
Well, making his wife sit and coach?
No.
What he
does.
But
that was crazy, though. But yeah. Earl, do you know?
Oh, running out of the end zone.
Yes, running out of the end zone for safety.
Look,
so it's really telling.
11:45 at night, guys. Oh, wow.
I'm telling
there
you.
it is right there.
Philly's burning. Philly's burning. Philly's burning, guys.
That was loud.
Yeah. Look, it's 11:46 at night, guys. We're all a little tired.
Yeah.
That being said, good for Saquon. Let's see
Next
here.
Up,
Earl, did you guys get any awards? I know Jerry Jones was talking to Jameis Winston there. No, talk about Jaden Daniels. Sorry,
that was a thing. But besides that, just want to give a shout out to the 5 players who made it to the Pro Bowl this year. Was Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Aubrey, Tyler Smith, and Kevontae Turpin. Y'all guys represented this season, and hats off to y'all. I don't think there was any other awards, but the situation with Jerry and Jameis, I don't know what that was about. The only thing that I understand Jameis knows, and this could be a shot to him, is I don't think he knows his crab legs, but he got that wrong. But if it's something about being a backup quarterback, I don't want any of it.
You just want to stay with your young guy. Gotcha. By the way, I just saw something on Facebook here. Maurice, Eagles assistant coach Autumn Lockwood, set to become the first African-American woman to coach and, I'm assuming, win. No, 4th woman to coach in there, but first African-American woman to coach in the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. So, congratulations.
What was her name again?
Autumn Lockwood.
Autumn Lockwood. Shout out to her. Salute to her.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if that's
breaking barriers.
It's from I'm assuming this is accurate. I would hope so. Yeah, and then we have the Giants. Did the Giants win anything at the award ceremony?
I don't have anything to say. We can move on.
But we do have to talk about Eli.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Because I think we all agree here that Eli should have been elected to the Hall of Fame.
Well, apparently it's the smallest class since 2003. That's kind of weird why they had such a small class.
Like I said, listen, and I brushed on it earlier, Eli Manning has been literally, I don't know, listen, whatever. It's exhausting with him because so many people are like, Eli doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, whatever. I mean, I obviously think he does. He changed the course of our franchise.
He does.
But I do think he was low-key snubbed, but in the end, it is what it is.
Eventually.
Yeah, he will. He'll definitely be in there.
They just didn't want to make him.
Yeah, it just sucks, but it's what it is. He deserved more than that, but he's not broken up about it. So,
but you know what? He did succeed at something today. You know what that is? The FanDuel kick of destiny. He beat his older brother Peyton in that. So congratulations to Eli.
Eli Manning has a habit of beating elite quarterbacks, so makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, we never got the Manning Bowl. That would have been epic if we
that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been.
I do want to shout out Eagles corner Eric Allen, who got elected into the Hall of Fame.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, it was a long time coming for him. I'm not gonna lie, this is NFC and there's rivalries and stuff. I was rooting for Eli because I thought Eli should have gotten in there. I would have easily made a case for Darren Woodson as well.
Maurice, is that like bass coming from you?
No, that's the neighbor. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. No, it's not a problem. I just wanted to make sure that nobody was like beatboxing like off screen or something. I thought Mal was going crazy here for a second.
No, they're kind of like having a party at 11:50 on a Sunday night.
I mean, look, there's going to be the city of Philly is going to be calling out sick tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of call outs tomorrow. A lot.
And later this week.
Yeah, going back to it, you could have easily made a case for Darren Woodson. There's a lot of great football players that should be in Hall of Fame. I don't know why there was only 4 this year. I guess because of how the vote went. But you can't spell elite without Eli. That was always the same.
On a
Eli
side
should
note,
be in the Hall of Fame.
Side note, I am glad that Shannon Sharp's brother, and I can't remember his name, but Sterling Sharp finally got in there.
If you saw that video, that was very touching.
Oh yeah, very touching.
You saw that video of him telling his brother, both of them came from where they came from, and both of them are in the Hall of Fame. That's amazing.
Yeah, Sterling Sharp was a solid receiver too, and he definitely had a really good career as well. I did want to say this real quick, and then we can move on, is that I got a weird conspiracy theory about how the league is like getting people into the Hall of Fame, because I was waiting for Drew Pearson to get into the Hall of Fame as well as Darren Woodson to get into the Hall of Fame. But it seems like some of those players that was on that Super Bowl team that was pivotal points for the team has not been into it. And not only am I talking about the 90s, but I'm talking about the 70s dealing with the doomsday defense as well. I just think for some reason there's something going on where these guys are getting snubbed, and hopefully it can get resolved, because there's a lot of guys that really cemented the league that are not into the Hall of Fame.
Well, only time will tell. London Fletcher didn't get in either, which kind of got me mad. But let's go ahead and move on to our socials. Maurice, did we have any mailbag questions?
Yeah, we did. Actually, the mailbag question came from Becca.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out Becca for the extra little motivation. So she didn't basically have a question. It's just it was kind of a dig. So she asked, what's it like only having one ring in your entire franchise?
Yo.
I don't know about that. We have 2 now. I don't know.
You want to know what's funny about that? You're still trailing the rest of the NFC East.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying.
Gotta catch up, Scotty. We need you.
I mean, he got time. He got time.
Yeah, you got time. You chilling. This is a good start. Yeah.
Slowly but surely, people catch up.
It just took you
it's giving development, Maurice, and we love to see development.
Yeah. It only took you like 4 years to get one
in the league.
There you go.
I will say we are blessed, and honestly, this podcast has brought me to 3 of my greatest friends. So I'm so happy to be here. Aww. That's why, Maurice, I'm so happy for you. Like, really enjoy it tonight. You deserve it. You deserve the whole week. The parade. You better go. I'm telling you, I went to both Giants parades. They were the best experience of my life. So please do it if you can. Yeah.
Well, I did go to the Super Bowl in 2018. I did. It was so cold that day, but. Yeah, I went to that one.
It was on my birthday, too.
Yeah, sorry, Earl.
It's okay, Earl. This year it's not on your birthday, so we good.
Still hurt, though.
So, Earl, let's get to who's that football player.
Yep. Let's see here. All right.
I think you'll get it pretty quick, Earl. I did not make this.
You're absolutely right. You didn't stump me this time. All right. It's time for who's that football player? Lucas likes Major Tutty.
No.
This football player plays.
Not the Tutty.
Always not the Tutty.
No.
This football player played with the Washington Redskins / Commanders. This player back in the 1999 season had 290 carries for 1,405 yards, 17 touchdowns, 23 receptions for 111 yards. His career awards is a 3-time Pro Bowler as well as a 1-time All-Pro second team. Maurice, Mal, and myself, who's that football player?
I'm going to be so for real with you. I have absolutely no idea.
Maurice, you're...
Wait. What position again? Can you please? Oh, can we read it one more time? Let me cook.
Okay, let me go back.
There were a lot of stats in that, and it's really late.
I'll read it this time, Earl. I got you.
You sure? I got it. I got it right here.
Okay.
This football player in the 1999 season, he had 290 carries for 1,405 yards. He had 17 touchdowns. Had 23 receptions for 111 yards. His career awards, he was a 3-time Pro Bowler as well as a 1-time All-Pro second team.
Mal was like 2 at the time, so like...
I'm trying to think back, though. Maurice, do you have any idea?
I don't even remember the running back in that era. That's the crazy thing about it.
You should.
Who was the running back?
I can't tell you, but Earl probably can. Go ahead, Earl. Tell me.
I can go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. It was Stephen Davis.
Oh, I would have never got that.
Yeah, I didn't even remember Stephen Davis.
Yeah.
He had a good little run.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a good running back for y'all.
I had a good run, y'all. I was doing pretty good on these, and now I was stumped this week.
You still get a salute, Mal.
Oh, thanks, Earl. Earl's teaching me well, everyone, to go back in my history.
But we're in the present now, Mal. we got 2 Dallas Cowboy poll questions.
We do. So, can you do me a huge favor, Lucas?
We have 2 Dallas Cowboy poll questions.
Oh no!
What? No!
Oh, no! Wait! No, he said the present.
I didn't say
the present.
You did say
the present. I said present.
So, guys, I just went to go look at the 13 Rings podcast account on from my bio, and it was like something went wrong, and I forgot we changed our name. So this is going to take me some time to get used to.
Let me go ahead and. Do you want me to do it, Mal, or you got it?
Nope, I got it. Can you pull up the Facebook ones though, by any chance?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Well, just
when I went on there to post something earlier, it said account doesn't exist. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and now I'm searching within our account, and it won't pull up the poll questions.
Yeah, you just have to. It's just 14 now. Just change to 14.
Let's see. Hold on. I got videos of Maurice streaking on the streets in Philly, y'all. This is
He's not streaking. He is not streaking. I want to clarify. He is not actually streaking. No. Oh, goodness.
Sorry, I had to troll a little bit.
That would have been crazy. Yeah, out of my mind if I did that.
I could see Maurice taking his little Eagles flag, wearing his Eagles jersey, saying Excelsior, and running down the street.
I would not be recording right now. I would be locked up.
Excelsior.
Okay, so I have the first one. Let's do the first one as which player on the trade market is more likely to join the Dallas Cowboys this offseason? Myles Garrett or Cooper Kupp? 71% on Twitter said Myles Garrett. Now, what do we got on Facebook, Lucas?
Oh, I was just doing the one. It's on Facebook. It's also Myles Garrett's 83%,
which I think makes sense if they're talking about trading Micah.
Yeah.
Trade for Myles Garrett, Jerry.
I've heard some rumors. Myles Garrett might like the Eagles.
Oh my God! Please spare me.
I saw a video about him saying that he wouldn't mind coming to the Commanders. Okay.
Can you guys all go away? He's a Bill. Whatever.
Bill.
Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
Well, I was saying
poaching the whole
Myles Garrett. In order to get him, it would have to be soul for a soul.
Ooh.
So Micah for Myles?
Nah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably the second as well. But it just depends on what you do. My scenario would be trade Zach Martin and Trayvon Diggs and then give up a second rounder for Myles Garrett.
Ooh.
And pay Micah?
Mm-hmm. Because, I mean,
that's a really top-heavy roster.
He'll be under contract.
Really top-heavy
Honestly,
roster.
It's giving GM Earl, just tell Jerry to step aside. We'll hire Earl for the Cowboys.
I'm just thinking, in order to get Garrett, it's going to be a soul for a soul.
Well,
okay.
Let's get to our
the next one. This one. Okay, this is a sore subject, and honestly, I'm even like, Lucas, this was a rough question. Dallas sports fans, what are you more mad about? Hiring Schottenheimer or trading Luka Doncic?
It was a fair question to ask.
What was a fair
question to ask? Everyone on Twitter said Luka.
But here's the funny thing. The majority said hiring Schottenheimer on Facebook. In fact,
really?
80%.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think trading Luka was probably the best thing, especially with just kind of the outside noise of it. And I think for him, Luka needs a change of scenery, but also push him to get better, especially with his health. For that, where I could see them moving forward with the pieces that they do have, it's one of those like generation. For me, it was tough to see Luka traded because it was for me already seeing the hardship and struggles of losing players like this. Now, for it, they can find a way to make the team better, especially with trading Luka, where his habits are the reason why they ended up trading him and then getting Anthony Davis and then the other guys. So for Maverick fans, don't basically say fire Nico in this, because Lucas talked with me about it, and
we could, Maurice, we'll talk about this off because Maurice is like shaking his head right now.
I'll just say this real quick. This is not a basketball podcast.
Yeah, this is not a basketball podcast.
Respectfully, Earl, that was a horrendously bad trade. Anthony Davis is already injured. He's already out for like weeks. So,
well, Maurice, you never got a chance to talk about this trade because.
So, Maverick fans, I understand everybody's heated over this, but I promise there's going to be some brighter things in the pasture from this trade. Just gotta go through the lows in order to get to the highs.
Yeah. On that note, let's get to the trivia question. I thought this trivia question was pretty good.
I mean, I know it, so I won't go first.
Oh, you know it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
one thing I'm very certain of.
Okay. So in terms of career passing yards, where does the former New York Giants QB Eli Manning rank all time, and who are the two active players ahead of him on that list?
Active players?
Yeah, there are two active players ahead of him on that list.
On what list?
Passing
yards. All-time passing yards.
On the Giants?
In
general.
All time.
There's only two in the league
that are active right now. So, where does he rank all time in passing yards? And who are the two players?
The exact number.
You don't have to tell me the number of yards. Just like, is he first, second, third, fourth, something along those lines? You can take a guess.
Well, he's got to be like in the top 10, like 10 or 11?
Choose one.
10.
10? Okay. Earl?
I'm going to go 11th.
Okay. And who are the two active players ahead of him?
That's a tough one.
Is one Aaron Rodgers?
You got to give me two. I cannot give you an answer until you guess two.
One of them is Aaron Rodgers. I'm just thinking longevity. Aaron Rodgers.
And Matthew Stafford.
I'm going to go with that as well.
Okay, so he is 11th all time. And Mal, are they correct on the players ahead of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the two longest tenured quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford's at 10, and I think Aaron Rodgers is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lucas, 8?
7th.
7,
close,
okay.
Though. I mean, the closest active player behind him is Russell Wilson at 17, and I don't think he's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And we just heard a report today that Aaron Rodgers is not coming back to the Jets.
Yeah, the New Jersey Jets are New Jersey Jets.
Honestly, the Jets girl bye. That team is a mess.
Yeah, that team is a mess.
So Kirk Cousins is going to go there next year, right? That's what they're doing, right? Kirk Cousins
or Darnold.
No, honestly,
Darnold should never go back.
No. I think that they're gonna rock with Tyrod and probably a rookie. I think Aaron Glenn's gonna go full rebuild
on the roster, and I like him.
I don't know about that, man.
We'll see.
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll see. But anyway,
I think we're just about done here.
Yes.
Yep.
We are.
So Mal, play us out for 14 rings in NFC Podcast.
Y'all heard that right. We are now officially 14 Rings Podcast.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
to the Philadelphia Eagles, Maurice's team. Congratulations on your Super Bowl win, Maurice. We hear that bass in the background. This is the perfect exit music. Philly is partying. They are burning. They are having a good time. Maurice, enjoy your night. Enjoy your week. I'm very happy for you. I hope that you are able to go to the parade and you enjoy it all. This is what we all do it for, and one of us actually got to do it. So congratulations, Maurice. Enjoy it all.
Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for listening to us tonight. Join us again next week. Make sure you follow us on everything, all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Music at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. And make sure you give us a subscribe on YouTube at 14 Rings and NFC East Podcast. Congratulations to the Eagles. Congratulations to Maurice. Everybody have a great night.
Blessings. Much love.
Go Birds.